There is one book in human history that is the oldest, the most sophisticated, the most questioned, the most ridiculed, and probably the most misunderstood book of all times. Billions of copies have been distributed. It has been there for thousands of years, but its relevance and authenticity is being questioned today like never before. Welcome to Gems of Truth. My name is Vincent Boujor, and maybe you've asked yourself this question before, right? Can I really trust this old book right here? Like, is it still relevant with all the technology that we have today, with all the knowledge that we have? Why would I still read this book? Let me tell you something. The Bible, although it looks really nice, just one book, right, is actually 66 books, okay? 39 of them in the Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament. We have over 40 different authors from all social classes that wrote these things over the course of 1,500 years, right? And they were on 3 different continents, and they were speaking up to 3 different languages and writing in these languages. So it is a very unique book. And you know, this first part right here, the Old Testament, is actually pretty old. You know, these writings are between 2,400 years and 3,500 years old. Another thing that makes the Bible really unique is the fact that it has predictions, or you could also say prophecies. Now, what's a prophecy? Let me explain. It's very simple. When you turn on the TV in the morning, you want to know how the weather is going to be, right? You have people predicting the weather, right? You turn on the weather channel and then you see, okay, today is probably going to rain around noon, it's going to rain. And so sometimes those predictions are true, sometimes they are not true. The Bible also has predictions. Actually, the Encyclopedia of Biblical Prophecies says that the Bible has 1,817 prophecies or predictions. That's a lot, right? I mean, 1,800? And today we're guessing the weather and we're not even that sure about it, right? I mean, and then the Bible has 1,817 prophecies? Now, depending on how you're counting, 300 of those prophecies or predictions are just about one single person. And if we look back in history, you know what we find? We find that all 300 prophecies or predictions actually came true. Now let me clarify this, okay? Dozens of people are writing in different countries. They don't know each other, right? And they're all writing about a single person that will soon come, the Messiah. And they're writing different languages. They're writing about different topics and subjects, and it's really controversial stuff, right? They're writing about it. People today, they can't agree on that stuff. These people are writing about it, and they're writing, and hundreds of years before this person was actually born, they're writing about that person, and then all of those predictions come true. 29 of those prophecies actually were fulfilled in just one day. You might say, okay, Vince, okay, stop. I mean, come on, it's like, you know, the person probably just read the prophecies and said, oh, you know, it's just talking about me, so I got to do it, right? It's like my great-great-grandfather saying, okay, my great-great-grandson, he will soon buy a BMW, and then he will drive 300 miles with that BMW on the day he buys the car, right? And then me, I'm the great-great-grandson, right? I'm coming along here, I'm like, oh, this is talking about me, right? So I got to buy a BMW and drive 300 miles on the first day, right? And then my great-great-grandfather is now a prophet, right? Nah, that's not how it works. The thing is, the person, we're talking about Jesus Christ here, could have in no way read all of those prophecies and then tried to fulfill it himself. You know why? 8 of those 29 prophecies, he had no control over those 8. I wrote them down for you, okay? Where he was born, right? The city where he was born, like he can't influence that, right? When he was born, the exact year, you can't influence that. Supernatural pregnancy, you can't influence that. Betrayal by a friend, like how would you do that? You would go to your friend and be like, hey, please betray me because, you know, I need to do this because the prophecy needs to come true. No. He was betrayed by a friend. The way he died was prophesied. The people's reaction when he died. Then also a spear pierced in his side. I mean, that's very unique. And you don't want to go that far and say like, Jesus would ask him, hey, can you please do it on this side? Can you use your spear? Because that's what the Bible talks about. Come on, no. Jesus was dying, and then a soldier was doing something that people in the Old Testament were writing about. Buried in a rich man's grave is another of those 8 prophecies, and they were all fulfilled in one day. Now, you can be a Bible skeptic and you can be like, okay, I'm not sure about those things, but there's literal proof that the people who wrote these prophecies, not only the 8 that I was just sharing with you, but actually all 29 for that day and all 300, these people lived hundreds and hundreds of years before Jesus Christ was born. Okay, let's make it really clear, okay? You have 2 options now. You can say, Vince, this is supernatural. I believe the Bible is a very special book inspired by God. Or you could say, no, Vince, yeah, that sounds really crazy, but it's just coincidence, right? Okay, now in case you're tempted to think this was just like a coincidence, right? I want to share something with you. There is a mathematician, a well-known mathematician. His name is Peter Stoner. He was a chairman of the departments of mathematics and astronomy at Pasadena City College, and then also chairman of the science division at Westmont College. So this guy knows what he's doing, okay? He's not like a theologian or a professor of theology. He's a mathematician, okay? And actually, he wrote a book about that stuff, and there was a committee that reviewed his calculations. I'm gonna make it short. What in the world was Peter Stoner trying to calculate? He wanted to calculate what are the odds of these 8 prophecies that I just shared with you coming true randomly. Like, it was just a coincidence. Like, what are the odds? And you know what he found? He said, the chance that any man might have lived down to the present time and fulfilled all 8 prophecies is 1 in 10 to the 17th power. That's a very big number. I wrote it down here for you if you can see it. 1,000,000 times 1,000,000,000. Like, what? That's totally crazy. I mean, I don't know if you can fathom that, right? I can't even imagine it. Here's a quick illustration of how much that is, right? If I'm doing this, right, I'm being like, okay, now I have 2 cards behind me, right? One is a blue one and one is a red one. What are the odds? What are the chances of you choosing the red card, right? You would probably say it's 50%, right? Because it's in this hand or it's in that hand, right? 50%. Now here we go. 1 in 10 to the 17th power. You know what the odds are here? It's like you take 1,000,000 times 1,000,000,000 silver dollar coins and you cover the entire state of Texas 2 feet deep. And you only take 1 silver dollar coin and you mark it, you paint it red, okay? That's your red silver dollar coin. The other ones are normal, but there is just 1 out of the massive amount of silver dollar coins, 1 silver dollar coin that is red. You're gonna mix all the silver dollar coins, right? 1,000,000 times 1,000,000,000, all of those, you're gonna mix them around, you're gonna stir them, and then you're gonna take a plane. You're gonna go on that plane, you're gonna fly over Texas, and you're gonna just jump out of that plane and land on a random spot in Texas. Literally, right? And you grab a silver dollar coin in that mass of silver dollar coins that you have, right? You grab 1 single coin and you get the right one, the red one. That's the chance. That's the chance that all of those 8 prophecies were actually fulfilled just randomly. Like, it was just a coincidence. That's the chance of 1 in 10 to the 17th power. You still think this book is random? You still think it can't be trusted? Meaningless? Not relevant? Just random? I don't think so. I believe that those 8 prophecies, they were talking about Jesus Christ, and that God inspired people of old to write down these prophecies, and then they were fulfilled. Not only those 8, the 29, the 300-ish, and all 1,817. You know, there's a loving God behind this book. He wants to reveal himself in this book, and he wants to share the truth about his character, because a lot of people out there don't really believe the truth about God's character. I want to invite you to open it, to read this book. Subscribe to this channel here if you want to find out more about the Bible and how you can use those gems of truth to have a more meaningful and beautiful life. And start reading it. It's powerful. I have a personal takeaway for you here at the end. God's timing has always been perfect and accurate. We see that with the 8 prophecies that we looked at today, with all 300 that we find in Jesus' ministry. And you know, we see it also in our lives. So if God's timing has been perfect and accurate, his timing is perfect and accurate in my life today. Did you like this video? Share it with someone that you think might need it. Oh, you know what's really cool? If you want a detailed list of more than 40 Messianic prophecies in the Bible and how they all came true in Jesus' life, just click the link in the description. You can download your free copy of those 40 plus Messianic prophecies, and you can find them in the Bible. You can do more research. You can read about them. It's really going to strengthen your faith. Check it out. It's in the description below.